Now, this is definitely something I wanted to talk about for a while. I wouldn't say this is a trending topic in the Boruto community or anything, but I have a hunch this will pop up as something big or small in the future of Tubular Vortex. And I'm genuinely interested in this, so I thought might as well get my thoughts out on it. But before we get into today's video, I would appreciate it if you would take the time out of your busy day to leave a like on the video, as it does help me out massively in the YouTube algorithm. So now that we got that out the way, let's talk a little bit about dimensions. Something that's been a thing ever since we've been introduced to the Kamui dimension in Naruto Shippuden. I believe that's the first form of a separate dimension that we've seen in the Naruto franchise. I could be wrong, but as far as I remember, the Kamui dimension was the first separate dimension we ever seen, or the first significant one. And I do mean a physical dimension, not any type of genjutsu. I understand that on my channel, I mainly upload Boruto content, so in the rare case that any of you didn't watch Naruto or Naruto Shippuden that don't know what the Kamui dimension is, because apparently some people skipping Naruto and going straight to Boruto is an actual thing, but the Kamui dimension is an alternate space that was said to be created by Obito Uchiha's Mangekyo Sharingan. In this space, the user can teleport anything or anyone to and from this dimension in an instant. So you can store pretty much anything in this dimension, such as weapons, people, even jutsu such as Rasengan. But of course, the rate at which you can use Kamui, as well as how fast and the size of something you could teleport, all has to do with your stamina and chakra reserves. I mean, you could definitely say it's very similar to the Daikokuten dimension, although it's not considered a timeless dimension, which means you can age and still starve to death while you're inside of it. And since Kakashi had Obito's left eye, he's able to do the same thing, but a little bit differently because they had different eyes with different abilities. But of course, Obito was able to do more because he had better control and better chakra reserves than Kakashi. The only rare case where Kakashi just outclassed Obito completely was when he had both Sharingan. So the mystery behind the Kamui dimension hasn't been completely explored in the Naruto manga. We don't know if this dimension existed before Obito was born, or if he really created it when he unlocked his MS. Because if this dimension didn't exist before Obito had his MS, it means some people have the ability to literally manifest different dimensions with their dojutsu. And I don't think I have to explain to you how completely broken that is. But later in the war arc, more specifically in the fight versus Kaguya, we see there might be more to these different dimensions than meets the eye. Kaguya has access to not one, not two, not three, okay, let's just say she has access to a wide variety of dimensions. Dimensions that's probably as old, if not older than the Earth itself. And these dimensions work exactly like the different planets throughout the universe. They all have different properties that apply to them. A lava-filled dimension, an icy realm, Arctic tundra type dimension, a desert-like dimension, even a dimension where the force of gravity is extremely heightened. Heightened so much it even affected Kaguya herself. From the Naruto databook, it was stated that she can indeed create dimensions as she so pleases, and she can traverse these dimensions instantly as she pleases using Ame no Minaka. I hope I said that right, bro. I really do. But just creating dimensions, period, is known as divine power. But this is something stated to be done by Kaguya because of her ETSO, or Expansive Truth Seeker Orb. With this, she can create new spaces. Now, regarding those who could traverse using time-space ninjutsu, these people include basically every Otsutsuki we've seen so far, including Jougan. Then we have Sasuke, Boruto, and KAWAKI. I'm probably missing someone or multiple people, but those are who I could think of from the top of my head as of right now. These people weren't stated to be able to create dimensions like Kaguya. They were only just shown to be able to access them using their own time-space ninjutsu. Even KAWAKI with the Daikokuten dimension. He wasn't the one who created it, of course, but through Ishiki's dojutsu, he was able to access it. Now, dimensions is a very confusing topic, but some dimensions exist that can't be accessed by just anyone. For example, the Daikokuten dimension. For one, it is a dimension where time doesn't flow, and it's considered a Shinjutsu. And as we know, Shinjutsu can only be performed by the Otsutsuki, excluding Ada and Damon because they were created using Shibai's DNA. So even if you was to access Daikokuten, you would most likely just be frozen in time unless you possess the necessary dojutsu to bypass its properties, like KAWAKI and Ishiki. But then we have dimensions like Kamui, which can only be accessed by those who have Obito's MS. Okay, this will be an extremely easier explanation if I could just say that the Kamui dimension existed before Obito, but that was never stated anywhere in the data books. But I could come up with my own theory and just say that Obito can enter this dimension because he inherited the Kamui ability. And the Kamui dimension as well as the Kamui ability are linked, therefore gives him access to what we know today as the Kamui dimension. A very similar case with the Dharma Eye and the Daikokuten dimension. The Daikokuten technique wouldn't work effectively without the timeless dimension to store anything in. It's only considered the Daikokuten dimension because these specific dojutsus are linked to that specific dimension, and in that aspect can only be accessed at first by anybody who possesses these dojutsu. But of course, if someone like Boruto, Minato, or Code gets access to these dimensions, they can constantly return to these dimensions because their abilities allow it. And also if you want to say the second Hokage because he has Flying Raijin as well, but yeah, whatever. Code has his claw marks that allows him to go anywhere he has been before, but only if he already placed claw marks at that place. And like I said before, Boruto and Minato can both perform the Flying Raijin technique, which we recently found out can be used to traverse different dimensions, from Boruto using it to follow Code to the Ten Tails dimension. I got a lot of backlash from the Naruto community and a certain Naruto YouTuber when I said that Boruto took the Flying Raijin technique and made it better. Am I lying? Like, to be fair, I probably should have worded it better because he definitely didn't make it better, but he did add more lore behind the technique that we didn't already know. Like, before Boruto learned Flying Raijin, it wasn't widely known that the technique could be used to travel through dimensions, which now makes the range of Flying Raijin basically limitless as far as we know. So while we're on the topic, let's take a look at Boruto real quick. We know in the anime at least, he possesses the Jougan, a dojutsu that has the ability to let Boruto see chakra and access other dimensions through time-space ninjutsu. We even seen him use it to do exactly that early in part 1 during his fight with Sumire. If the Jougan is linked with his own dimension like Obito's MS in the Dharma Wheel Dojutsu, then this is something we should definitely look out for. And it could be foreshadowing certain events to be seen soon in the manga. So even though something like this isn't in the manga, you guys know how much I believe the anime foreshadows events that will take place in the manga. I talk all about it on my channel. Here's a video you can watch to learn exactly how anime canon affects manga canon, especially in Boruto, if you don't know yet. And believe me, we've seen a lot of it already in Blue Vortex, yet some people don't even realize it. Now let's look back real quick to the Ishiki battle, when Boruto teleported Ishiki to another dimension. It wasn't elaborated on where they were or anything, and as we can see right here, Sasuke was easily able to follow Boruto to this dimension using his own 6-pass Rinnegan powers. But believe it or not, this dimension could have very strong connections to Momoshiki himself, even though it doesn't have any properties like Kaguya's or Ishiki's timeless dimension. But just like we see the Ten Tails dimension, these places were manifested and created by someone, most likely in Otsutsuki. Could it be this dimension was originally created by Momoshiki and given access to Boruto because of the karma? And because of Boruto now being 100% Otsutsuki himself, inheriting all of Momoshiki's abilities and knowledge, could we see Boruto being able to create a space like this one if needed? Which can also be another possibility as to where Boruto might have been after Sasuke was absorbed by the Ten Tails, as a place to hide from Code and to keep from getting found by anyone else that could reveal his location. The only thing I would say that's a bit confusing is that this dimension is so full of life. Compared to the other dimensions, where it looked to be nothing but a result of a divine tree planting, you can see here, that's not the case. Now, how could that be? There's a lot of possibilities like Momoshiki actually creating these worlds like Kaguya, or even creating universes using his own power. I really feel like the mystery behind the different universes and dimensions of the Naruto/Boruto series needs to be explored way more, especially since they're more involved in the story than ever. Since Boruto is now 100% Otsutsuki, it would make sense that he could manifest his own space if necessary. Many of his new powers and Otsutsuki abilities were yet to be revealed, and many probably will remain only theories for as long as the series continues. But I feel this is something that could be elaborated on further down in the series, as this would be extremely important to the progression of the story. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below, How much would we learn about something like this in the future of Boruto TBV VORTEX? And if Boruto somehow does have access to a separate dimension of his own, probably linked through him through Momoshiki or his own dojutsu ability, especially regarding the anime, then what do you think that would look like? And what would his purpose serve to the story as we know it? As usual, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss another video like this in the future. I'm really interested in what you guys think of this topic. So let's start a discussion about the different dimensions in Boruto and what can we expect from it in the future. But that's all I gotta talk about today. Hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and until my next video, I'm out. Peace.